Hi, and welcome to the Faces of Real Estate. I'm your host, Verl Workman, and we have an incredible show for you today. We have an amazing guest, the one and only Ron Howard. Ron is with RE/MAX Advantage in Maryland, and we're excited for Ron to share with us how he's making a difference. Ron, welcome to the show today.
Hey, good morning, Verl. How's everything out there in Utah?
Things are out of control is probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah, awesome.
So, Ron, as we get right into this today, will you just give us a little bit of snapshot? Tell us a little bit about your business.
So I have a 15-person sales team in Baltimore City. I've had it since 2005. We were as large as a 30-person team, and we got involved with Workman a couple years back and restructured it down to 10. Basically chased 20 agents away and then rebuilt it with models and systems that are scalable, and we're at 15 right now, and we're just on the verge of expanding into some other offices and markets. We've been working on that for a couple of years, so pretty exciting time.
That's an exciting time. Tell me a little bit about your family.
So my wife Jenny and I got married a couple of years back. Today she's 21 weeks pregnant for our first child. We're pretty excited about. We're gonna have a little boy. We have a couple dogs, so we're fur baby parents, and Lucy and Bernie. So we live in a nice little neighborhood in the Baltimore Harbor.
That's awesome, and congratulations. It's an exciting time to be parents for the first time.
Yeah, we're excited. I think back to New Year's when we were in Utah and we got to see you, and I think you guys were very few people that we told that we were going in for the IVF procedure the following week. And we were lucky enough for that to actually work. So it's been an interesting time having, being pregnant during COVID-19, but keeps us on our toes, It's just another challenge to get over.
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you what, and I'm sure you don't appreciate this as much as your wife does, but the journey on the other side of having the baby is totally worth all of the pain that you're going through, but coming up to it. And it's easy for me to say. My wife's the one that would say that, and she's had 6. So with 6 kids, I've been through this a few times, and I'll tell you what, it's an incredible journey. You're in for just the greatest joy in your life.
Yeah, we actually learned a new word. Early on, we had a 2-week period where we thought there were some big problems, and we had to take all that pain and focus it into motivation, and transmute is my word for COVID-19, transmuting pain into motivation. So you'll hear that in my vocabulary quite often. Yeah.
I love that. All right, so let's talk a little bit about your team's giving back and the charity that you guys really focus on. You have Ronald McDonald House charities in Maryland. How did you come up with that particular one? And just tell me a little bit about it.
So, a couple times a year, we'll throw a fundraising event for whether it's Kennedy Krieger at Johns Hopkins, whether it's actually Believe in Tomorrow. We're very involved in the community. It's a big part of our business. My wife is on the women's committee at the Ronald McDonald House for Maryland, and it's a tough time right now. The houses are not taking any new people in, so they can't serve the people that really need to keep the families together when their children are going through these tough surgeries, and they can't have volunteers in the house, so they're draining their funds, their operational funds, and the big fundraisers, the big galas that we participate in, and the big events that look like they might be canceled. So, it's a cause that we believe in their mission and are pretty involved in at a couple different levels. So you want me to go in and talk about the event that we put together?
Well, yeah, I just want you to share with everybody why you have that clean military haircut going.
So 6 months ago, one of my competitors, a competitor of mine, we compete in the same markets. We're laughing at the fact that we both had big heads and how funny we would look bald. And we talked about doing a fundraising competition, and he's really involved in a nonprofit that we've been involved with in the past and still are. We still participate in their fundraisers and stuff called Believe in Tomorrow, which is a local type Ronald McDonald House. And both of us laughed at it. He had a good head of hair. I had a pretty decent head of hair, and so when this whole thing broke out and they were having the problems both nonprofits were having a problem with fundraising, we talked and we're like, yeah, let's do this, and to be honest, I wasn't excited about the possibility of going bald, but um, it was a no-brainer to just try and get involved and get out there. And it was distracting. It was a good way to focus and giving back, and it fit. We would be planning a fundraiser right now for Ronald McDonald House, or a nonprofit. We had a party planned on the top of the Ronald McDonald House. It's been pushed back to who knows when. So um, yeah, we had this, it was 2.5 week thing where it was a fundraising competition. The loser had to get their hair shaved. And during the announcement launch, Trent, unscripted and unplanned, said if we both raise $10,000, that we'll both shave our heads. So of course I was like, yeah, sure. Um, and it turned into we had a following. People were sharing it. People were watching the updates. It was distracting for everybody involved, from all the pain that they were dealing with, and for the different reasons. And it went 2.5 weeks. We raised $36,000 combined
Wow.
for both nonprofits. Very similar mission, and and then just the leadership of both those nonprofits were so thankful. I mean, I thought they'd be, like, cool, we raised some money, but it did a lot more. It distracted people. It built, it kept a community of people together. It kept their causes in front of people. So it had a really big, a much larger effect than I imagined. And I'm bald, so.
Well, so tell me about that. When you say it had a larger effect than you had imagined, tell me what kind of impact that's had on your community and on the Ronald McDonald House specifically.
Well, they, for one thing, so we're going to develop this into an annual event, and I think we can take it nationally. I think this second year we're gonna build teams where everybody in the team has to raise $10,000 or they get shaved. We're going to come up with the rules, but just the way it affected people, the way that it just engaged. It was so engaging of a thing. We had no idea. We thought, hey, what a great thing. We'll have fun. It was really kind of, yeah, we're going to raise money, but it just sounded like a great idea to focus on top of everything else we were dealing with. We were nearly shut down. I mean, we were still operating, but it just turned into a big thing. I'm a pretty humble servant in the community. Like, we like to raise money and stuff, but we're not real self-promoting. This competition kind of put it out there a bit. So, it's going to create, if you do community service long enough, you understand what the reward is, and that people appreciate it. It builds community level reciprocity. So that's the sort of thing that you hope for. You can't expect it. You can't talk about it. You can't anywhere in any of the good stuff that you're doing talk about, hey, by the way, if you know anybody that's selling real estate or buying real estate, you just got to focus on serving the community. And you do that for a little bit, and you'll see the results come in, that people actually are thankful and will consider using you when they're ready to do something.
That's a kind of an interesting concept, one that we've changed recently. It was the, serve before opportunity. Now we say serve regardless of opportunity. And that your attitude is saying that you don't serve because so you can have an opportunity to ask them for their business. You flat out serve because you want to make a difference.
Yeah, and if you live that lifestyle, it precedes you. You don't have to promote it. If you are involved in giving back to the community, it's something that people know about, and it has a huge impact on the causes that you're involved in and your business. So you can build a business off doing good.
What a cool concept, isn't it? You help your people be successful. You can build a business. You make a difference in your community. The business grows as a result as well. Can you tell me what kind of an impact, like when you look at the people? I mean, do you get to meet the kids at the Ronald McDonald House, the families that you serve? Do you get to see some of the stories or the impact that you've made?
Oh yeah, it's we end up in there with a lot of events. We were just there most recently during Christmas time when families, they had Santa Claus in there, and yeah, it's tough. A lot of kids don't make it, it's tough to, you do meet the kids, and you realize what kind of impact you're making.
So Ron, when you talk about these young people that you've met and you've gone through there and some of them don't make it, you got a little bit emotional talking about some of these kids. Anybody stick out in your mind in particular that's made a big impact on your life or has taught you something that you didn't expect?
I mean, we have, I've worked with people that have stayed at the Ronald McDonald House as a kid. I've worked with people that have had a complex birth that stayed there through that period. So yeah, think about it. It could cost $200 a night in a hotel room, and you could have the husband and wife off work for 3 months, and that's what Ronald McDonald House does, is it keeps the family together in an affordable way when you got two parents who are out of work, and they, at most it costs like $12 a night staying at the Ronald McDonald House. So it's a really important deal. Otherwise, they couldn't afford it, and you would have like the grandmother or one parent there, and it would cause extreme financial hardship.
So I love the stories and I love the energy you have around it. So there's a lot of agents out there that want to make a difference. They want to give back. They just don't know how to get started in it. How did you get started, and what do you recommend to an agent that wants to get started making a difference? And how did you get your team on board?
So, when I got into real estate, one of my 4 pillars of my brand was I wanted to, because I felt like, and this was an idea I had, not realizing how much I enjoyed giving back to the community, but I just thought it was important to give back to the community. I thought I wanted to be that, to have that as part of my brand. And I just started volunteering and joining. A lot of nonprofits have event committees where you join the event committee and you help them put on their annual gala or their summer fundraiser, whatever it is. So, it's really easy. Most nonprofits have those kind of committees that you can join. And once I got involved in, now I've been on many boards of nonprofits. You kind of evolve into, after you get involved in these event committees, and you get invited to be on some boards of nonprofits and things like that. So it's just, all you gotta do is reach out to nonprofits that you like the cause and want to get involved with, and usually they'll have some kind of committee that you can join. Our team, we've built our team. It's a core value of ours, giving back to the community. So we hire people that see that as a core value, and we do two, 3 events a year that are completely tied into a fundraiser, and it's just part of our business.
I love it, and I appreciate all that you do. I wish you the greatest amount of success as you continue to give back. And Ronald McDonald House has been very fortunate to have you be part of it. And I want to hear just last thing about the big shave down. What's the big plan with the big shave down?
So we're going to develop it. So that was one of the things. Ronald McDonald House loved it. Their board of directors loved it. They, it was like proof of concept. We just did this thing, put it out there. They called it very Ronald McDonald like. It was fun. It was quirky. So we're working on developing it into an idea where there's going to be teams. We're talking about doing it and turning it into a national event. So maybe next year we'll get you on the team and see if you can raise 10 grand and keep your hair. Or what do you think? We'll get you signed up on that, bro.
Let's go. I love it.
Yeah, so we're going to develop it. It's fun. We're going to turn it into a much larger event. Next year, we're hoping to raise $200,000.
I love that. Final thought for anybody thinking about wanting to give back. Where should they start? Should they just do something?
Find a nonprofit, whether it's, like the SPCA, like find a cause that they like and reach out to a development or event director at that nonprofit, or if it's a smaller one, the person that runs the nonprofit, and see how you can help out. And a lot of times they'll have some kind of annual event that you can join the committee or something like that. And Ronald McDonald House of Maryland has a website. You can Google it, and it's a great cause. So would love any help anybody can give.
Thanks, Ron. And thanks again for making such a big impact on our industry. We appreciate all that you do.
Awesome. Thanks, Phil. Nice talking to you.